The girl who plays his sister in the film, she's still in a relief camp. We hardly know so many things about our own country. So I hope like more and more producers come out and take the risk and think beyond the economics. Actually, it's not just only for Manipur. Stories from regions which are less represented. Reema was the first ED in Lakshya, Farhan was the director, Zoya was the EP, and Ritz was the producer. So it goes back like, 24 years professionally.
We're here in Toronto and this is my first interview of this festival with Lakshmipriya Devi. Hello.
Hello, Sucharita, finally get to see you.
I'm so happy. Have you been receiving any response on the film so far, Boong?
Yes.
What is the response been?
I think the response that really touched me in some kind of way was because I think it was very personal. There was a man from UK on the first screening, and after the screening he came to me and he took me aside and said, I just want to tell you it's my story. So his father had left the family, and I think he could not get closure.
So you feel like your film has provided some closure to someone watching that person said?
I hope, yeah. Because closure is so important. For me also as a subject, and generally in life.
Now, what can you tell us about Boong? Because, we don't know when people are going to actually get to watch it for the general public. What can you tell us about Boong? I've seen it, I love it, but for those who haven't seen it.
So, Boong is literally like a Manipuri urban folktale about a little boy who wants to gift his mother something really special. And he thinks that by bringing his father back, his father is an absentee father, that would be the best gift for his mom. So that's basically the tagline.
The premise of the film.
Yeah.
I, on a personal level, feel very ashamed I don't know enough about Manipur and enough about the stories from Manipur and the people of Manipur because, I'm from Delhi and then I've lived in Bombay and there's not much information that reaches me, and I also don't perhaps actively seek out information. Do you have a hope with Boong people would be paying more attention to stories from Manipur?
I hope so. I really hope so. Firstly, when I made Boong, I didn't know that it was going to even become a film. I just wrote it without any expectation. So, and then when it became like there was a possibility that I was going to make this into a film. I tried to put as much like my personal tributes to Manipur in the film. Like Kangla Fort is there, which was our ancient kingdom. People might not know it when they see the film, but this is a sign that the boy does before he shoots a catapult. It's symbolic of the Sangai deer, which is found only in Manipur. It's an extinct species. So, and like little things, information, because I personally also, when I watch a film or read something, I would like to know a little about the place. So I think
you used a very clever little subplot of the kids going on a school picnic and teacher telling them where they are and what the history of it is. And I was like, I don't know any of this stuff. And I, again, that guilt sort of seeps in a little bit more. You've said about the film that you wrapped up shoot right before tensions and violence sort of erupted in Manipur. Take me back to that time when you were just wrapping up the film.
The last of my crew left that afternoon. So it was within 2 hours.
Within everything 2 hours?
Everything happened. Everything changed. And I had an assistant editor in Manipur just to line up some footage for me because it's very difficult for somebody else like my editor or, to understand a language. And he messaged me saying that there's a curfew has been announced. So I thought it was just normal because it happens very regular, curfew, blockades and all in Manipur. But I was on my balcony and I can see all the roads. And there was just, it was police or army? I think it was police, with loudspeakers telling everyone to stay inside. The moment I think they said stay inside, there was mobs just carrying flash torches coming out. It was actually quite scary,
and you were still there. This is Moreh, na?
No, this was in Imphal.
Imphal.
Yeah. Moreh was very badly hit. We got out of Moreh, I think, nick of time because it's one of the worst places that's hit.
And that town where you shot this, that space has completely changed.
Like the
since
hotel
then.
where we stayed.
Yeah.
Is supposed to be gone. Nobody has gone and checked. We're supposed to be gone. Where we shot those places, all the border gate areas is rubble. And there was this, the Tamil colony which I've shown in the film. So there was this Lakshmi hotel where we used to really go and eat. Is completely destroyed. And, some of the Burmese people, who were coming to sell stuff, they sent us videos the next day. By which time internet was gone, right?
Yeah.
Like internet. I'll show you after our interview how, because you've seen the film,
Yeah.
and how it looks like now.
One of the most striking things that I learned watching Boong is that you can cross over into Myanmar for 20 rupees.
Yes.
And just submit your Aadhaar card at
Yeah,
the border,
yeah.
and then come back when
Yeah.
the siren says come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And I was going through your Instagram, and this is also something you posted about like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
On your page.
Yes.
How long have you lived with this story that you wanted to tell?
No, so it's a completely different thing. When I went there, that border gate was still open. So they're having a civil war, right, in Myanmar. So everything is shut now. But the story has been there, I think, for very long.
And there's
Ever
these
since-
little things in your life that you've sort of been
Yes,
putting
I've
together
just put
for a long
everything
time.
and I've just poured it out on paper, like just kind of trying to cleanse myself, and it became a script. And it happened during a time, when I took a sabbatical from movies, because I was taking care of my father and my aunt, and I was completely cut off and from anything to do with movies, and it was so good because I was just reconnecting back with my roots. There was so much talk at home about it. Was just like being back in Manipur, reconnecting with them, and so many memories surfaced. And one was that I always, there was this absentee great grandfather, and everyone had a story about him, and I also had my own take. But how would he be feeling? Does he miss home?
Are all these people you know, all the characters in your film, have you known all of these people at some point or the other?
I mean, there are what do you call, mixture of people I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know a kid whose ancestors had migrated from Rajasthan to Manipur, and people who
Yes.
still looked at outsiders
Of course,
in Manipur?
of
quote
course.
unquote?
Like the place where we shot, SBR, they are from Rajasthan. They migrated 1914, and in school, like when I was in Manipur, I had a friend, a lot of Bengalis are also there. So hardly anyone used to speak to her.
Ostracized.
Not
because they
ostracized,
looked
kind of. I think now to think back of it, like we're saying outsider, insider, maybe it was also the language. Like you are, you're not able to speak in English properly, so how to communicate? It could be also shyness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, thinking back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the violence and all the unrest that started right after you wrapped up your film impact your crew, your cast? Were they still there? Did they evacuate?
Yeah, the boy in the film was the first one to be evacuated. He doesn't live in his home anymore. So I think somebody else lived there. He left his pet parrot and his school, that year-end photograph they take. So one of the first things he told me when he came for a technical dub to Mumbai is, "Auntie, can you please go to my school and take a picture?" Because he misses his best friend, and you don't know when you can go back. And the girl who plays his sister in the film, she's still in a relief camp. The whole of Moreh is either they have gone somewhere else, but majority is in a relief camp, the whole town. So they have been sending fillers through my crew. They want to know when the film is releasing, because they want to have a last look at their home. Because they don't know whether they can go back or
Did
not.
you have any idea that this film is going to take on such a different meaning once it's ready, and it's not just a film that you're bringing to film festivals, it's so personal to everybody who's associated with it.
Yeah, I think the filming process, when you look back, is like the last documentation of, not last, actually I will not say last, I'm hopeful. It's a documentation of the unity we had.
Yeah.
it's a last documentation of what Moreh was.
Yeah.
You know, and editing gave, like, I was having breakdown. I could not look at the footage. It took me about at least 3-4 months to look and not feel something.
Yeah.
Because every place, it was not just about the locations, it was where we stayed, the crew stayed. You know, it was their home, all gone. It's also because when we shot, like, people from different communities came together, right? And now it's so difficult, they don't know whether they can meet again. Like the kids in the film, Raju, Boong, they really miss each other. Like Juliana's mother and Boong's mother had become very close friends, like the real mothers, because they would hang on the shoot. So you don't know when you can meet again, and it's really sad, you know. Like I think the thing is that every human being has the power to forgive, and we don't use that. And I don't know why we propagate so much of hatred.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of non-actors in your film?
Lots.
Lots of non-actors?
Majority, like only I think 5 people were
Yeah.
who had done some work. Mother is of course an established actor there.
Right.
But all are like non-actors. Yeah.
Again, it's just so personal. It's not just a film about a little boy in Manipur. Like now, it's just taken on a completely different hue over the last year. This is your debut as a filmmaker, but before this, you've been an assistant director with Excel since Lakshya, right?
Yeah.
Lakshya was your first film
Yes.
with Farhan Akhtar, and
Yeah.
since then, additionally you were also an AD on Rang De Basanti.
Yeah.
And then you've been an AD with Reema Kakti, with Zoya Akhtar,
Yeah.
with Farhan Akhtar. Talk to me about going to them with this film and being like, I want to make this indie film about this boy in Manipur. Will you support me? Because Excel has produced this film.
Yeah. There are 3 producers. One is like, I mean, all are like people who are not just people I work with. They are people I love. So Vikesh Bhutani at one point was the CEO of Excel, who's now is chalkboard. So when I wrote the script, not knowing whether it can be made into a film or no, I said, can you just see if you can budget and see what is like, what does it look like.
Yeah.
So he called me the next day after reading, and he said, can I produce it? He brought in Alan, and then we went to Ritesh.
Sidwani.
Because we didn't have the funds, and knowing that there's no market, or not market in a sense, how we're going to show a Manipuri film. So Ritz and Farhan were like, okay, on. I know it sounds like really bizarre to say like it was so easy. It was not easy like that. I think they, because I've also worked with them.
Correct.
They kind of,
There's a relationship there.
but it was very important to me that whoever supported the film, they're not doing because they know me or they have worked with me. I insisted that everyone at least read the script or hear the narration.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you feel like someone's doing daya on you. So yeah, I lucked out, and all my 3 sets of producers brings so many different things on the table, so it was a good combination.
Yeah.
And Reema was the first AD on Lakshya, Farhan was the director, Zoya was the EP, and Ritz was the producer. So it goes back 24 years professionally.
That's so great.
Yeah. So firstly, Excel is a very democratic setup. Like nobody calls anyone ma'am or sir, and so there's a lot of amount of freedom, which is actually very nice, and especially if you belong to a creative medium. It doesn't become like corporate. So it's I'm so happy they're also part of the project, and all my producers are people I can completely rely on. Forget about film, but even otherwise, like solid people.
And they're arriving now shortly with their own film
Tomorrow.
Super
And
Boys
I
of
want to
Malegaon.
add that Reema and I go back a really long way. I've known her like close to 40 years now. It'll be 40 years, I think, and I tie Rakhi to her.
You've known her since you were kids.
Yeah, since I was 10 years old.
Oh wow.
We were in the hustle together, and she has been after my life because that I have to write, because she used to read my poems and all and direct,
Yeah.
So very big influence on me. I'm so happy that all of them are in some way part of the movie.
Yes, and I hope to see her tomorrow and talk to her about Super Boys of Malegaon as well.
Yeah.
Lastly, do you have a message for more mainstream filmmakers and producers like all the producers that you have on your film to pay attention to stories from Manipur as well, and not
Yeah,
just
and actually it's not just only for Manipur.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the cinema which has been less, not cinema, sorry, from stories from regions which are less represented in the mainland Indian.
quote unquote.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel that if we support cinema from these regions,
Yeah.
even as an audience, we'll get to hear such varied stories and see culture and lives that we have rarely seen.
Yeah.
And it might be just beyond movie also, you know. It could
Yeah.
be educative. We hardly know so many things about our own country. So I hope like more and more producers come out and take the risk
Yes.
and think beyond the economics.
Well, congratulations on making it thus far with Boong, and I hope that this film only goes from strength to strength. It's a beautiful film.
Thank you.
I really, I was very moved by it.
Thank you, Sucharita.
Congratulations. Don't be sharmawing. You deserve being here.
Manoj Kumar.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. It was lovely talking to you.